I thought you were dead.
Sun out of your eyes and be yourselves.
Heard you were dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
That man's dead back there.
It was worse than dead. Must be dead. Is this a dead man, Duck?
Hold on! Oh, Jesus Christ!
Hello, listeners. You've tuned into the Roast Mortem Podcast. I'm Tom Saltman.
I'm Travis Lee.
And I'm Cody McCann.
And Don Cheadle couldn't make it this week.
Nope, he's all booked up. But we might get him at some point.
No.
No?
Probably not.
No.
We don't have any money.
Doesn't look good.
No.
Not yet. We're going to move right into it and ask our friend Travis Lee who's on the slab today.
Today we're doing Churchill.
I like him.
He smokes cigars.
He's very large. No. It's not that guy.
Oh.
We're doing Jack Churchill.
Tight.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know Jack Churchill. Also World War II. And he was quoted saying, any officer who goes into action without a sword is improperly dressed.
That's kind of sexy.
I like that.
Kind of setting it up right now.
Yeah.
He sounds like he shaves his legs as well.
Oh, they're so smooth.
He writes for 18. Is it 16? 18? I don't know.
I think over in the UK it's 18. No, it's 16. I'm sorry. It's 18 here.
We're entering some dangerous territory.
We're just talking about teen publishing. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, along with being, we can already tell he's kind of a badass. Along with being a badass, he has the most British name ever. It's Lieutenant Colonel John Malcolm Thorpe Fleming Churchill.
That's a mouthful.
Now,
Yeah.
did his parents give him the lieutenant colonel, or was that the British?
He popped right out as a lieutenant colonel.
Just all medaled and decorated
With
already.
his twisty mustache. He had a mustache. I'm assuming.
He did.
Okay.
He did have a mustache, of course.
1 point here.
I feel like there were like medals on his umbilical cord. Look at these, mother.
All right, so he was born in 1906 in Hong Kong, actually.
Oh.
And he moved back to his family, moved back to England.
That was a British territory at the time.
Yes, it was.
He's not Chinese.
No, he's not Chinese. Very British.
Everything was
All
a
right.
British territory at one point.
True.
He went into military academy and eventually joined the military. And this is in between World War I and World War II. So he was serving in Burma. There wasn't really much to do. He rode his motorcycle around because he's already a badass.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just standard protocol for badassery.
Standard protocol. Just at his time, he left in 1936, moved to Nairobi, Kenya,
Okay.
where he became a newspaper editor and a male model.
Oh, back to those shaved legs.
You're getting them all smooth.
I like this foreshadowing. Now, do we know as far as the hair removal process that Churchill favored? Was it like a shave or wax thing?
I mean, honestly, I'm just guessing this dudede's really hairy.
Yeah, he probably
exceptionally
didn't do anything. That was
hairy.
probably
Yeah,
part
we
of the
shouldn't
male.
play into the bad joke I was making earlier.
Yeah, but I was thinking
We can.
No, he was a male model. That
Listeners at home, he is clean. He is a shiny baby boy with a
Shaven,
nice
nice.
mustache.
And not only is he shiny, he practiced playing bagpipes and archery. He actually got second place at the military piping thing, because they had that back then, a piping contest.
Yes.
Military piping, bagpiping. Represented Britain in the World Archery Championship in 1939.
Okay.
So this guy's setting up. We got a setup here.
He's got good aim, and he's got great lungs.
yeah,
Great one.
he's pretty much winding up to be the English chosen one at this moment, right?
The chosen one.
Oh.
Oh, and we're going to the Germans.
Oh.
We're moving on to the Germans. In 1939, same year that he did that archery thing, they invade Poland because they're dicks.
For those of you who don't know or don't pay attention, World War II started
Yeah.
at this point.
Mad Jack was not taking that. He resumed his commission in 1940. They put him in a special force that went out into France and fucking checked things out. We're like, what's going on with these Germans? They're raiding places all over the place.
Speaking all weird, throwing long meats down.
So like some kind of advanced watch group.
Exactly.
I like
They were
that. I like
checking
that.
shit out, scoping out what's going on. And so during this time, checking out what's going on in good old Europe, he was in France and stumbled across a German patrol, right?
Oh. Yeah,
So
those are
he's
fun
out-
to stumble on.
Little small party of people.
Snafu.
Instead of signaling the troops with like a whistle or like a hand wave, he pulls out his bow and shoots the German officer
This is a longbow.
with a longbow, shoots him,
I-
to signal the attack.
I like this mentality. It's like, troops, we attack on the scream. Like, the second in command is like, who's screaming, sir? Like, the enemy.
So that was the only longbow kill in World War II.
I like it.
Because who the fuck walks around with a longbow? World War II.
Churchill.
We're finding out.
I mean, what were the non-Churchill gentlemen toting into World War II just so people have, like, a weaponry magnitude scale?
Rifles?
Yeah.
Modern weaponry?
Bang. Pretty much submachine guns, scoped rifles were around.
I suppose the closest thing was, like, were there bayonets on any of these?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, they had bayonets.
They had those.
they have the
Beginnings of artillery, pretty much, and this boy's running around with longbow and sword.
Fantastic.
Yes. Well, we'll get to his sword, because he does carry a sword at one point. This is the beginning.
The early years.
The early years.
He's what, 6.5 at this point?
6.5?
Yeah.
Yes. So he fights at Dunkirk, and then Winston Churchill. They're not related, by the way.
Did they kiss?
Everyone in Britain's related, Travis.
They're all someone's cousin.
It's like
right?
eighth cousin, at least.
So he sets up this new group called the Commandos. And there we go.
Just with a capital T and C.
Is this the original Expendables?
Yeah, pretty much.
He sounds like the Jason Statham type. Now, I haven't seen the Expendables, but I like Jason Statham.
So these Commandos, it's kind of like the precursor to the Expendables, SAS, whatever, right?
Special Air Service.
All right, so the Germans took Norway, and they had all these, like, bases and stuff to try to stop the British from invading from the north, right?
Like forward operating bases. And
Forward operating bases, exactly. So Jack is set up to infiltrate one of these bases. You know, this is like, they're trying to, like, sneak in, right, on landing
Terry
crafts.
Crews.
With Terry Crews. Jason Statham's there.
In all seriousness, is this just Jack, or does he have a few boys with him?
No, he's got some boys.
Okay.
He's got some boys. But he's on the first landing craft.
Okay.
Right? They put him right in the front. This guy's a badass. He killed someone with a bow.
Did he volunteer for up front?
I'm sure he did.
Okay.
I'm sure he did.
He's a braver man than I.
He probably had to kill the other 9 people who wanted to be up front.
Now, Travis, I gotta throw this out there. This guy seems like a fucking badass.
Right.
I want to start talking shit about him.
Oh,
You haven't given me much.
You're gonna get there. You're gonna get there.
Cool. I just want
I mean,
he's still a badass, but you gotta know that. Okay, so they're infiltrating this base, right?
Okay.
He's on the front landing craft. Starts playing his bagpipes. It's like. Once the craft lands, starts throwing grenades. So there goes the element of surprise.
Oh yeah, he totally botched that. What an idiot!
how many hands do you need for a trick like that? Because I feel like, you know what I mean? Because I feel like bagpipes alone require 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how these are hand grenades, I assume. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's using his biceps to launch these, not.
My expert understanding is bagpipes are made of koalas that just grip onto your body.
And the sound is what if they're koala?
Well, you're just blowing into koalas.
Oh,
It's blowing up.
That's how they hang on you so well.
is that the eucalyptus? Are those stalks?
That's your body. Your body is the eucalyptus. Your body is wonder eucalyptus.
Wonder eucalyptus screaming koalas.
Call me John Mayer so I can not pick up.
John Mayer will not be on the podcast.
No.
No, he's healthy, but he...
I mean, he won't even be a guest, probably.
No. All right, so that attack actually went pretty well. Fucking scared the hell out of Hitler.
Little
He's a little
showboaty.
bitch.
Little showboaty.
It's pretty showboaty.
Little showboaty.
He's getting off of this ship,
Right.
and he's playing bagpipes,
Throwing grenades.
throwing grenades. Now,
I feel like
what
we
are the other troops thinking?
They're probably like, holy shit. Everyone at this base knows we're here,
Right.
and we're gonna die.
Yeah, that sucks. That's not cool.
No.
He shouldn't have done that.
He's got a lot of bravado, that man, that Churchill.
I feel like any casualties of this battle must be on him. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like, I feel like he put.
We're
himself-
over here.
Aim, look at me in my target shirt. Got a bullseye on my heart.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
groin.
He's basically the bullseye on a dartboard, and every other troop there is just all the other numbers.
He's like, go on, hit my fucking plaid ball sack. Get it!
Yeah.
All right, that was a good attack. Hitler was scared. I bet he knew who this dude was at this point, because he's been killing his troops with fucking longbows and shit. And we're going to fast forward to the Allied invasion of Sicily. He does a little bit more training in between then with the commandos, working on their beach landings. They're probably like, Churchill, kick it down a notch. We don't need to hear the bagpipes when you're landing.
We don't have enough jet skis, Churchill.
Churchy baby, you're at like a 9 on the aggression. I'm going to need you to take it to a 4, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Not going to happen with this guy.
Not going to happen because he's back in Italy with his bagpipes, the grenades, And now a Scottish broadsword.
So he's found something.
He's found a Scottish broadsword.
He found it.
I mean, he must have found it somewhere.
I was assuming it was like a family thing, some kind of heritage piece. Like,
No.
We killed plenty of Scots to get these. I think it's time you start using one, Jack.
Probably found it in someone's chest. Just like already there.
I was going to say it was in a stone, and he just yoinked it up.
During this invasion, he attacks a town, and apparently the Italians holding the town, he threw so many bombs, this is what I read, he threw so many bombs that the Italians thought the entire British army was, like, invading their town.
So he literally pulls a one-man army.
Yeah, he literally pulls a one-man
Wow.
army. Just, like, throwing bombs.
And just,
He sounds like he's the main character in Uncharted. He's Nathan Drake, just like, he's just finding bombs and throwing them, and every other dope is walking around. What are we gonna do? I only got one pistol.
everyone's like, say, quit littering! And he just picks up the grenade and blows his hand up.
Alright, so yeah, he does that. Captures the beachhead. That's a different thing. He captures this, like, beachhead outpost. Brings back 42 prisoners, leading them back. Realizes that he left his sword at the battle site, so he's walking back to the battle site. He turns back around after dropping the prisoners off.
So wait, are these prisoners Jack has taken or has freed from?
Jack took these.
Okay, so these are
German and Italian.
German-Italian boys.
Wait, so he by himself is managing 42
Arrests?
POWs.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got some underlings with him, but
You know,
still,
that's almost 8.5 Five Guys.
8.5 Five Guys.
I'm just imagining him, like, barking like Kiefer Sutherland, and, like, all of his underlings are just doing everything without question.
I'm guessing.
I don't know.
God damn it!
Barking orders at nobody. Before anyone responds, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, he's going back. He left his sword probably in the chest of a German, and
Happens.
he comes across an American patrol. He comes across American patrol. They're actually going the wrong way. They're going, like, towards the enemy. They were supposed to be meeting up back at the base.
The American patrol?
The American patrol.
Okay.
And he tells the NCO this, and the NCO's like, no, we're going this way. Jack says, I'm not going to be coming back a third bloody time. He's going to pick up his sword. Fuck those Americans.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a dickhead.
World War II keeps chugging on, and we're in Yugoslavia this time, where he's leading 1,500 partisans.
It's like, where in the world is Jack Churchill? He's an everywhere boy.
He's everywhere. If you don't know what a partisan is, it's basically just people, like a people's army. People that are just fucking have been invaded, and they just pick up their pitchforks like, fuck. Right. Untrained troops. Mm-hmm. In this invasion that or not necessarily invasion, attack that he leads, everyone but him and 6 other troops make it to the objective. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I think they're just trying to secure a base or something.
Because he's playing the fucking bagpipes, getting everyone killed.
Not yet. Not yet. He reaches the objective.
Oh my god, restraint. Restraint on Jack Churchill.
He reaches the objective, pulls out his bagpipes, starts playing, right? Well, I fucking reached the objective.
I mean, that's how you capture an objective.
Exactly. Play your bagpipes.
Just lifting those pearly legs up, dancing with his bagpipes. God damn it, why did he get that Guitar Center gift card?
Was he kilted, or was he just in
No, he was in straight up standard uniform. But, you know. He wasn't Scottish, by the way. He has a lot of Scottish shit, but he's not Scottish.
I'm just
Like the broadsword and bagpipe.
Yeah, I can't see bagpipes without kilt, really. It's hard to imagine.
Probably very dapper in his uniform.
It's a type of blasphemy.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood on his uniform.
Oh, yeah. He's been killing people with his essentially his bare hands.
A kilt made of intestine.
All right.
So he's standing on this objective playing the bagpipes with 6 other people. I'm sure they're all like, Jack, fucking stop. There's still fucking Germans over there.
What a dickhead.
And guess what happens? Mortar goes off.
Great.
And it takes out everyone in his little small troop that reached the objective except for him.
The bagpipe.
Because he's playing the fucking bagpipe.
Yep.
What a piece of shit.
I'm just imagining, like, you know, like those old American, like, hero movies where, like, the lighter stops the bullet that was about to pierce the hero's heart. I'm just seeing, like, shrapnel in the bagpipe, just like,
It's
saved
a good
my
thing
life.
I didn't give you your Zippo back.
Yeah.
Just goes.
Yeah, the sad droopy sound effect.
So he's standing there on the objective, and these Germans come in, and I'm assuming he put up a fight because it just says he gets knocked unconscious by a grenade. I don't know how he's necessarily gonna knock
It landed directly in his ear.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He sounds like that kind of guy.
It just sounds like he just walked off a grenade explosion when most men couldn't.
Yeah, just picked out some frag out of his teeth and we're good.
I'll
be all right. Where's my purse?
It's my pension stop.
So he was captured.
Oh.
Jack gets captured.
No bueno.
He's flown to Berlin, where he's interrogated, because he's a pretty high-profile bro.
That's where you interrogate high-profile bros.
And then he's sent off to a concentration camp. We're coming to the end of Jack's story, right?
Well, I mean, most people who were there.
Yeah, well, not Jack. Him and another guy broke out of the concentration camp.
He would.
Through a storm drain.
Andy Dufresne, he pulled an Andy?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, I love it.
Through the storm drain. He was trying to get to the Baltic Sea. Germans got him again. Picked him up.
Not quite a perfect Shawshank.
So this time, they send him to a place called the Alpine Fortress.
Okay.
Sounds lovely.
In Switzerland?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Right in the Swiss Alps.
Nazi gold.
Alpine Swiss
Yes.
cheese.
And this was a special camp with only like high-profile POWs, like people all across Europe.
Now, weren't those were like the friendly camps, though, right?
This one was like kind of like a friendly camp because these were like high-profile people that didn't want to kill.
Right. So they made tea for them and fed them.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it was kind of lovely, but the SS were there,
Right.
and they're danguses.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we'll probably see with a lot of our different people that we profile, the SS are not nice.
No.
No, they're not.
They got skulls on their hats.
Lacking of bedside manner and
They
a
are
bunch of
very,
things.
very mean people. So he's in this camp, the Fun SS camp.
Captured for the second time?
For the second time.
Second time. It's a step up. You're in a concentration camp. You break out. You're heading to the sea to go get some fish, and all of a sudden, you get picked up again. They're like, we should put you in the nicer camp.
Yeah, it seems like this is like kind of like a James Bond villain thing. Like, you're escaping. I'm taking you back in.
Now, that's the feel I'm getting. I know I'm wrong.
I was thinking more like the Airbnb fucked up your first hotel, so they're like, well, we gotta give you a better place.
Here's a voucher.
He's in this Alpine fortress, guarded by the SS. And the SS were given the order, because this was towards the end of the war. Hitler had fucked up, and everyone was taking over all this European territory.
Hitler liked bagpipes.
Did he?
That's my guess.
That's why he had the mustache.
Why are they keeping this guy alive? Why don't they just fucking slay him
Oh,
already?
he's a fan of the piping?
He loved his pipe dreams.
So, as the troops were rolling through Europe, the SS were given the order to execute everyone in this Alpine fortress if liberation seemed imminent.
So it's like a burn your bridges type maneuver.
Right, it's like, well, we're not going to let them go. Just kill them all.
It's like when you're evicted from an apartment, you take a shit on the front door, right?
Exactly. That's the logical thing to do.
How can you not?
Somebody contacts a Wehrmacht captain, which is, if you don't know what the Wehrmacht is, it's just a normal German army.
It's German for war machine, right?
Yes, it's German for war machine. Somebody in the camp contacts this officer. Somehow that guy ousts the SS, and the prisoners are freed. There's Churchill. He's like, all right, well, I might as well get back into the war. So he walks 93 miles to Verona, Italy.
Tight.
Where he's picked up by an American armored unit.
Not Nazis, doing
Not
better.
Nazis
Third
this time.
time's the charm. Got picked up by not Nazis on try number 3, so he's in the black in my book.
What's behind door number 3? Americans! Fucking freedom!
I'll take it.
Give me your cigarettes and good chocolate.
Flavor country.
Flavor town. So, the war is pretty much done in Europe, right?
All right.
Hitler's dead. Died in a bunker because he's a little bitch.
Nothing to do with Churchill.
Nothing to do with Churchill. Well, it might have. It might have.
He willed it from across the lands.
As a side note for the listeners, we won't be covering Hitler because he's got a pretty bad image as it is. So we don't feel we need to address that.
Give us 1
Keep in mind,
billion likes and we'll do Hitler.
Yeah, billion.
Yeah, give us a billion thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up, bro.
Smash it. Yeah, anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No worries, bro. It's all about interrupting. This is what the podcast is all about.
I forgot. Not sorry. Fuck off.
Hell yeah. So Hitler's dead, right? Jack is like, well, I don't really want to stop warring because I'm mad Jack Churchill. So he's like, well, there's still a war going on in the Pacific.
Oh my god.
English aren't really involved too much in it. There's a little bit of fighting in India that the British partake in. That's mainly an American war. And he's like, I gotta keep fighting.
Well, of course. Well, also, he owes the Americans one.
Right. They picked him up.
Mm-hmm. Well, they listened to his bagpipe recital.
Like, send him to Iwo Jima. We don't want to hear that shit anymore.
You're a war hero? Now you're a decoy. Go get him.
So he's on his way there. The British send him. They're like, you want to keep fighting? Fine, Churchill. Go for it. he reaches India on his way to good old Japan.
I'm going to ask you to recap all the places this boy did business at the end of this.
Okay, I will. He reaches India, and that's when the U.S. dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Churchill is fucking pissed. He's so angry that he doesn't get to kill more people with his sword.
Bombing these people? I'm ready to kill these people with my bare hands, and you're taking that away from me.
He's like, who threw the nuke?
Oh, Truman, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, I wanted a bagpipe for these boys.
You dropped it out of the plane. You should have thrown the nuke from the land.
So he actually has a quote about this. He says, if it wasn't for those damn Yanks, we could have kept this war going for another 10 years.
Oh, wow. So he was the epitome of war hawk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like a Dick Cheney with no money behind it.
He's a little bit cooler than Dick Cheney.
Well, he kind of is. I mean, Dick Cheney's just like, keep this going. I got some Albert and shit going on.
Probably got some face shot in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that he's very pot-marked at this point. I mean, a grenade went off next to his head.
That's the never...
I'm fine.
Yeah, that's never good proximity for a grenade. Next to head.
No.
Yeah. Walk it off.
The World War II's over. It's done.
The entire kit and caboodle, even the Pacific now.
Even the Pacific, everything's over. He keeps fighting in British Palestine.
Mm-hmm.
What's there to fight about over now?
Israeli state and Palestinians.
Okay.
Oh, it's not a biopic of Indiana Jones?
No, but that might segue to another person that I want to do eventually.
Okay. Oh, wink, wink.
Wink, wink, wink.
We need better microphones so you can hear our eyelids flapping.
All right, so he fought in Palestine for a little bit. Or Israel, I don't know exactly what it was at the time. Yeah, he served in the army for a little bit longer. He starred in a couple movies.
What? He starred in movies?
Not starred, he had bit parts. But because it's Jack Churchill, he probably starred in
You can't
them.
gloss over that. What movies? God damn it.
Ivanhoe. He was an archer. It's kind of like Christopher Lee.
So the world essentially ran out of world wars, and he had to have wartime in movies.
In movies,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Little sidebar about Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee was in the SAS. We could probably do him. Well, he's pretty cool. He was in the SAS, and when they did like Star Wars and stuff,
He was Dooku.
Yeah, he was Dooku. And somebody said like, you need to really sound like you're getting stabbed, and he was like, I know how someone getting stabbed sounds like.
Yeah, Christopher Lee is a badass. I don't think we have any dirt on him. We haven't looked into him yet,
Yeah.
But we can check.
we could check. I mean, he seems like a pretty legit dude. He had a heavy metal band.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we just know this.
Yeah.
I feel so...
Well, you know me. I listen to heavy metal. Because I'm fucking metal, mate.
Metal.
I'm so fucking metal.
I feel like Jack Churchill would probably listen to metal if it was around at the time.
I don't know. I think he's like a fan of like Mongo Jerry.
Mongo.
In the summertime when the weather is hot.
Oh my god.
Or like a Tiny Tim guy. You know, he's like he's out there. He's got his iPod, the 1939 edition.
It's a tiny record. Little tiny record.
And he's listening to the upbeats. And man, he is bitching everyone out, running out there. My fucking broadsword, mate. I'll fuck you up, right? I'll stop talking.
Movies, so...
Right, he's still in the army. He did that movie. He's still in the army. They transfer him to Australia, where he becomes a land-air warfare school instructor.
Wow.
So he's blowing up kangaroos.
He's parachuting now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that a new thing for the time?
I mean, they paratrooped in World War II, but he was like, I didn't get to do that. Can I do it now?
Oh, wow. The war didn't last long enough for him to jump out of an airplane and survive. So they're...
He probably just thought,
Stand up again!
You don't need a bloody parachute. So while he's in Australia, he learns how to surf. Because why not? He's like 50 at this point, by the way.
Did he incorporate hand grenades into this at all, or just surfing?
so he's hanging 10, blasting his koala pipes in Australia.
So yeah, he surfed. He actually, then he moved back to England, designed his own surfboards.
Was there anything special about them? Me being
They're probably
born
made
from
out of
Hawaii?
dead Germans.
Oh,
The bones of dead Germans.
oh my god, I love it. That's
like
so
that a lot.
poetic. Yeah,
He's got more of that than fiberglass, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of them.
yeah, just wartime surplus leftover.
He becomes the first man to ride the River Severn 5-foot tidal bore. That's apparently a tidal bore is like a standing wave.
Oh,
Just chilling.
Damn.
surfing it.
Not afraid.
Wow.
No fear, bro. So he continued with the army for a while, did a desk job. He couldn't quit that army. People would see him on the train home, and he would throw his briefcase out the window every day. They're like, why the fuck are you throwing your briefcase out the window every day? And the reason why is he didn't want to carry it home, so he just throw it into his garden.
That is cool. That's a cool... I'm having a hard time shitting on this guy.
Yeah, this is tricky.
Yeah, okay, so he plays bagpipes at inappropriate times. He's a surfing, parachuting, briefcase-throwing, Nazi-slaughtering motherfucker. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is kind of cool. I'll give you that one much.
God damn it, Travis. You ruined
I ruined it.
You ruined the podcast. We're going to release this number 15. So we got a few more of the shitty people.
Shitty.
So the train must have gone past his house to the station, and he must have like thrown his pack into his backyard.
Exactly.
So he didn't have to arrive at the station with his briefcase and walk. That's something I would do if I didn't get.
I could see you trying that. And
yeah,
just
and then
fucking it up.
immediately being arrested for suspicion.
Nowadays you can't open the windows on the train, so you just throw your briefcase into the window and it'll hit you in the face.
Or just throw alcohol into your mouth and try to get home as soon as possible.
That's standard protocol here in New York.
So he retires in 1959. Finally, still surfing.
59.
You're not really
Surfing's
retired
not a
if you can
job,
surf.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like Kelly Slater's Pro Skaters. So Jack got 2 Distinguished Service Awards. He also got a bunch of other awards that I just glanced over. This dude's probably got more metal on him than Christopher Lee and his metal band.
It's probably like stuff we haven't even heard about too, like delivered life-saving picnic supplies to a battalion under fire or something like that.
That sounds yummy. Good guy.
Solid bro.
Solid bro.
All right, so I gotta ask. I'm gonna pry.
All right.
I know you have this itinerary set up. Give me some shit. Did he ever hit his wife? Did he drink too much?
I think the only thing that he's really, really, you can really pick at him for is just bravado. That's
Bravado.
it. I think he was just a generally nice dude. Except for, I mean, if you were German, he wasn't a nice guy.
Roast Mortem Podcast. Cause of death, Travis Lee?
Cause of death? I'm really fucking up here. Died in 1996. 89. Old age.
He made it to 96, so he was able to listen to...
No, in 1996, at age 89.
Oh, the math.
Right. Yeah, well, he made it to 1996, so
Right.
he was...
The year 1996.
Right,
Yeah.
so he was able to listen to a lot of good releases around
Jam.
that time.
Yeah.
Space Jam was out.
Space Jam was out.
Might
Might have been the last thing that he actually saw.
Donkey
Last
Kong.
talkie. Space Jam.
I think Donkey Kong Diddy's Conquest was out then, like the year before, 1995.
Yeah.
Mario 64, wasn't...
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that was
Around
that
there,
year.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure he didn't play that because his thumbs were probably blown off. Is that true? I just made that up.
Yeah, he was probably like, these thumbs are for grenade pins, not controllers.
He's actually,
I don't have time for that.
he was actually born with 8 thumbs.
That's
so
how
he
he-
blew off a couple. It was all right.
That's how he bagpipe and grenaded simultaneously.
So when he died, so I don't know where this came from. I mean, but the Norwegian Explorers Club honored him by writing a book and saying he was one of the finest explorers and adventurers of all time.
The Norse.
The Norse, the people that
Sweethearts.
he. I mean, they were controlled by the Nazis, but he invaded. That was his first big invasion. Was Norway.
Yeah, so they were like, hey, thanks, because we didn't do anything.
So just natural causes at the ripe old age of 89?
Yep.
All right.
That's
Do you
our
want
boy.
to recap where in the world Carmen Sandiego has been?
Well, he was in Hong Kong, Burma, all around Europe, Italy, Yugoslavia, France, Norway, Palestine,
Okay.
Australia.
Did he die in Australia?
Is that where he's...
No, he went back to England.
So he was in England.
He was in England.
So he's
because he had to ride that title
And
board.
did you say he was from London?
He was from, I think, Surrey, which I think is in the south of England. I might be totally wrong. It could be way up north.
Jack Churchill. Wow. Thank you, Travis. That was a mouthful. I love everything about him.
I have nothing really bad to say about him. I have a lot bad to say about you for bringing this guy in and putting me here.
But what about those 6 dudes? He was playing the bagpipes. 6 dudes died.
Yeah, I mean,
It
seems like he's-
yes, he killed 6 guys because he really wanted to hear the George Michael song. He's playing that in bagpipes, the Careless
Sexy Sax
Whisper,
Man.
or yeah, he's just but like that one tone underneath. Not worth it. Not worth the lie.
it seems like he's just a band nerd that just somehow ended up in the military and just went with it. Where would he be if he was alive right now?
Where would Jack be?
If Jack Churchill was alive as of the recording of this podcast in the lovely year of 2017 Common Era?
Well, I think that if there was a separate timeline where he existed right now in his prime,
Let's say he was born in like 1975.
right,
Yeah,
there would be no Arnold Schwarzenegger. 'Cause he's Austrian. They would have killed him.
that's true. Yeah,
And basically, all of your famous Arnie movies, Terminator, just be like, "Oh, by Jove, I'm Jack Churchill."
I do like that take on that. I wasn't thinking Hollywood for this guy, but yeah, I think
he
you
was
have a
involved
point.
in some
Yeah.
movies too.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
like Jack Churchill, the actor? No, the war hero.
I feel like he was in talkies. He's got these bagpipes.
Yeah, the agent's going to take 15% right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah,
I feel like he
he's
would have
gonna slaughter his agent.
one of those actors that went a little bit too far. Hard to work with. Hard to work with.
Oh my god.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh,
He would
yeah.
have been Mickey
There
Rourke.
you go.
That's it.
I think that settles this episode.
It sure does.
Want to do a round of plugs? Twitters?
I'm Tom Saltman at Saunched, SAUNTCHT.
And I'm Travis. On Twitter, you can find me at Travis Legion. That's Legion with 2 E's.
And on the Twitter, you can find me, Cody McCann, at Cody McCann. CODYMCCANN.
Listen to that.
Dangus.
Thanks for tuning in to the Roast Mortem podcast, where we're on the air and under the ground.
There.